And now, it's time for Socially Awkward Media with Levack and Goss. Awkward on 104.5 The Team.
Yes, Socially Awkward Media. That is where you tweet at us, the show, the station, you email, Facebook, whatever it is. If we get it via social media, we will share it with you on Thursday about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and the best way to connect with the show, you can do it on social media at 104.5 The Team on Twitter, at the Jeff Levack is Levack's account, my account on Twitter, at Tom Goss, TOMGOZZ. Our emails are there as well, so if you want more than 140 characters, send us an email. Also, Facebook's open to you.
Greedy.
Facebook.com/1045 The Team. Let's start with Monty this week. Monty chimes in and writes, I can't knock Paul George, but I'll miss him. Instead of a luxury tax for teams, how about you dock draft picks? Small teams are then able to keep stars.
See, all right, I don't know if you can dock draft picks, but what about more a third round of compensatory picks?
That's not a bad idea, but if Paul George had gone to the Lakers, I could hear Monty's point out a little bit, but he went to a small market in Oklahoma City. So if it was Oklahoma City...
Paul George didn't have a choice, though, too.
Right, he was traded, but Oklahoma City had the leverage to do it.
Well, he's going to leave either way. No, I think in his case, you don't get none because you trade him. You get what you got for the trade, which wasn't much. But maybe compensatory picks for losing a guy. If they're available for the Supermax or whatever, maybe there's picks between the first and second round, and that goes to you. I don't know.
Or get richer owners and tell them, look, you guys are billionaires. Just pay up, man. You're going to sell your team eventually.
I found out say $1 billion's not that big of a number.
No, it's not?
No.
I'm not going to get it. That's right, from Dan America with the zombies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike wrote, the more I watch these umpires... No, I'm going to just go to this one. I'm going to go to Will first. Will wrote in, the Paul George move epitomizes the NBA offseason. NBA writers flood everyone with speculation day after day, and what ends up happening is that no one had any information on what was going on.
I mean, it's fair. I don't remember Houston being in the hunt.
No, Houston, Oklahoma City, all these teams, right. Is it something where you just throw a bunch of reports at the wall and something's going to stick? Or now I wonder, if you're a reporter and you're getting information, what are you supposed to not report it? That's your job. You got to toss the info you have out there.
Vet it. I mean, I guess the thing too, like working for the mothership's a little different because most of the reporters who work for ESPN in Bristol, they get a second source before they go to print or whatever with anything. But we got Wojo now, so just whatever he says.
Yeah, and most of those reporters who work for ESPN started off on a local beat. So if you see someone like Jordan Raanan, for instance, Jordan Raanan worked for NJ.com, and because he was really good, he got bumped up to ESPN because he already had those sources and the people he talked to. The NBA people are the same way. It's rare when you find someone who just came out of the blue and is now reporting things. Now, that depends on who you're following on Twitter, of course. Mike wrote this, and Mike wrote, the more I watch these umpires call balls and strikes, the more I lean towards an automatic strike zone. Your thoughts?
You're never going to get me to say yes to the K zone being official, but I can definitely. I'm softening on people who want it, but I'll never go with it.
How is it going to be faster? Because people want to say like the game has to speed up. Isn't there?
Well, there's no arguing balls and strikes. Though.
Sure, but what are we going to have to do?
You're already not supposed to.
Let's say the pitch comes in, right? What are we going to look at, like a screen? What if the screen's broken? Are we?
Well, most people, and sadly I'm aware of this because I've become the protector of the umpire. The umpire reads the machine and then gives you the call. So red strike, green ball, move on.
I'm not buying that, man.
I don't want
think
it,
it
but
works.
It's coming.
I get they say certain pitches you're going to miss and others aren't going to miss, but it's going to slow down the game. I'm guaranteeing that. Even if people want that, it's not going to make the game faster. Again, baseball wants that to be a priority. For who they're doing that for, I'm not quite sure either. Chef Mike wrote this in from our July 4th show. Who cares what tattoos people get, guys? Relevant? Nope. Important? Nope. Social media drama nonsense? Yup. In reference to the Odell Beckham Jr. tattoos of now Lil Wayne, Bob Marley, Mike Tyson, and Evander Holyfield on his body.
Those two just kind of give me a weird sense, Mike. I'm not gonna be one of those guys like I had a buddy who's like, anytime I sit down to a poker table and somebody else on that table's got tattoos, I know I'm going to win because they make bad decisions. As somebody who makes bad decisions has tattoos, I can't exactly refute that. But this particular set of tattoos, I'm not entitled to an explanation, but I'd like one.
If it wasn't Odell Beckham Jr., would we care so much? Probably not. But because it's one of the most polarizing athletes in New York, and he goes out of his way to post this on his social media that has over 1 million followers, then it becomes a story. If he had just shown up day one of practice, had the tattoo, and we never noticed, and some reporter scooped the picture, okay. But when you're posting things on social media, most times it gets a reaction. That's why I see Odell Beckham Jr. here. CJ wrote this in. Don't forget about Rex Ryan's tattoo. Remember when Rex Ryan had the Jet player with Sanchez's jersey?
No, it was his wife.
Oh, his wife, thank you.
And it had Sanchez's jersey put on it.
Has he colored that in with like a Bill jersey? Is it off his body? Is it still there?
Look, who knows? I'm sure it was Tyrod Taylor's at one point. You ever see that Ink Master show?
Yes.
They do a segment now in the commercials, I think it's on Spike, whatever channel that's on, where those guys break down tattoos of the celebrities.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like, Chef Mike, I'm with you, but it's just going to keep happening.
Isn't there a really famous character on that show, like Catelyn Vaughn or something? Like, she's like...
Von D, I think.
Kat Von D, yeah, that's who it is, Kat Von D. Ken wrote this in. How about Harper? Just thinks he's too good for the home run derby. Jordan thought he was too good for a time for the dunk contest. Harper's too good to get hit.
I believe that. Like, I think Harper thinks his doo-doo does not smell. I could agree with that.
Yeah, he's too cool for it now. He's done it before. He did it in the high school ranks. People wanted to see him, see how far he could hit a ball. If you still YouTube, and this is the first time I remember about Bryce Harper, if you YouTube Bryce Harper in Tropicana Field, there's videos of, I think, when he's like 14 or 15 with a metal bat at a home run derby. And at a time, Bryce Harper, when he was a teenager, had the longest ball ever hit in the history of Tropicana Field during that home run derby when he was in middle school. That's when people found out how good he was.
Regardless of whether he shows up for the home run derby, he's getting $400 million in a year or two. So
Nick wrote this into you, Levack. Where the home run derby party at?
That's a good question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I know we're going to have it on the station. I wouldn't be shocked if the place has an orange roof.
I had a feeling that was the case. I mean, it feels like it should be a party atmosphere because it doesn't feel like the old.
I'm definitely going to watch it with friends. I'm not watching it alone.
Yeah, because it has like the quicker pace to it now. It's not you're sitting back and waiting. You got to move a little bit. There's more pressure on that guy who's pitching to the batter than there was ever before.
I don't have time to set up a 104.5 The Team party. So I would say watch my social media. I don't know.
I got 3 more for you.
I might just get a keg in the parking lot. I might. We got a new TV in the studio. Everybody's invited to the team.
Don't
studio.
do that. You are not. That is not a thing. You cannot. Don't tell our bosses people are invited to the studio to watch it.
I can do it.
You can listen to it on 104.5 The Team. We appreciate that if you do that.
And you can watch it right in our studio on our new TV.
Some people have pointed out that the decision of the Pacquiao-Horn fight had a huge deal to do with where the fight was. Fight's in Australia. Jeff Ward is Australian. Australian judges.
And it was sponsored by, like, the Australian Committee for Tourism.
Yes. Our guy, Zach Byam, who used to work here, wrote in, the location should not matter. If that's the case, then Bret Hart would have never lost in Montreal to Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 1997.
There's a reason that's called the Montreal hose job. Okay? All right? That's known as one of, like, and Zach's another booger eater who doesn't realize pro wrestling is fake.
Zach told me after the fight that he's still not over the Montreal screw job, the hose job if you're Canadian, that happened that night. 2 more for you. One is this comment. We got it during the show today. Chase wrote in, to be fair, guys, O.J. Simpson had plenty of time to sign anything at that point. He did. That is true. I got crushed on Twitter this week because I saw a tweet come from our pal Ian Begley.
Yeah.
At Ian Begley tweeted out, Knicks signed Dion Waiters to a 3-year, $50 million deal. Now, it had over 140 retweets, so sure enough, I retweeted the account. Come to find out, it wasn't Ian Begley. Someone had catfished our own Ian Begley, similar fashion to what I had done just a week previous by changing my last name from Kozlowski to Wojnarowski. And now I myself was duped and many people crushed me on Twitter. Do you feel bad for me at all getting catfished?
Not even a little bit.
No?
I'm glad you got catfished. I got one.
You got the Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen, yeah. Seth Rogen's mom, if you don't know Seth Rogen, Pineapple Express, 40-Year-Old Virgin, neighbor. Like, he's awesome. His mom has a Twitter. She tweets out, falling asleep after sex is like a shavasana after yoga. So it's like a sauna, going to the sauna after yoga. He tweets out, Jesus bleeping Christ, Mom. Can you imagine? I love, my mother, God rest her soul, she would never have tweeted anything like that. But I can see her try, she would just tweet out, baby pictures and stuff to mess with me. It would be stuff about me. So I'm kind of lucky. But, can you imagine, your parents, your dad's nuts. Your dad's insane. Can you imagine if your dad did something like that to you?
This is why they're off. This is why I'm off Facebook. I'm on it, but technically not, because it's everybody's parents and aunts and uncles tweeting out or posting weird stuff like this. I don't want this. This is why certain people should not be on social media. I feel bad for Seth Rogen, man. What is his mom doing?
I think it's hysterical. Sandy Rogen.
For us, it is. He's probably,
he's mortified. That's great, though. But it's just, you want socially awkward media.
That's it right there.
Your mom talking about her love life on Twitter. And then she's retweeting People Magazine tweeting about her.
I think their lights up.
That's got over that tweet that she did has 216 comments, over 3,000 retweets, and over 16,000 likes. You're gonna go tweet the same thing, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not. That's it. Socially awkward media is done.